Hi, it's Jane Story. First, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who's taken the trouble to write to me and tell me how they've been enjoying the few videos that I've put out. I'm going to endeavour to put new videos out for you every week from now on. So I'm glad that they're useful for you. I know how important golf is to so many of you, and that you've spent, many years, lifetimes even, looking for the secret to play better golf. I've also put my life into this, and I do believe that I have some very valuable information to share with you, some ancient techniques, some quite advanced principles and deep practices. But if you do them, if you commit the time and you do the practice, I promise you that they will help you improve your golf. I've been reading this amazing book at the moment, and it's called The One Thing by an author called Gary Keller. And there's a focus question in this book which is useful for any aspect of your life. But if we use it for golf performance, it's really exceptional. And the question is, what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will either be easier or unnecessary? I mean, isn't that an amazing question? It goes right to the heart, cuts all the BS out of the way and gets right to the heart of the matter. Now, I would stake, more than money on the fact that the answer to that question, what's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be either easier or unnecessary in terms of improving your golf performance, the one thing you can do is to learn to reduce mental interference. Now, that's a different path from learning about golf's mental game. The mainstream approach to the mental game will give you obviously very valuable psychological techniques, maybe reframing thoughts in your head, maybe positive thinking, or watching the language that you use to yourself, how you talk to yourself about your performance. But my experience, and it's quite extensive experience, shows that all of that stuff is fantastic until you go and play golf. You only have to listen to people who've played under in competitive situations, people who've played under pressure, from an amateur to a professional. They'll tell you that when they're under pressure, they can't think about anything. Everything comes down to instincts and intuition. When the adrenaline's going, when the heart rate increases, your game has to be instinctive and it has to be intuitive. You will not be thinking about swing technique in those moments where everything really matters. So the one thing that you can do to improve your golf performance is learn to reduce mental interference. And for the most part, that's what my training's about. Now, it's very difficult to reduce mental interference. If you read any of the world's great scriptures, let's take the Bhagavad Gita as an example. The Bhagavad Gita, part of the Vedic scriptures from India, 5,000 years old. And in there, Krishna says to Arjuna that to control the mind is almost impossible. Krishna says the mind is naturally restless and unsteady, and to control it is as difficult as controlling the wind. So it's a very difficult path. It's not a path for everybody. But it's a path of learning how to refocus your attention so that your attention is focused on your breathing. It's quite simple, but in another way, quite demanding. So I'm going to put out videos to help you on this very subject, but I also have a ton of free content on my websites. And I'm happy to help anybody who wants to get on this journey to better golf, really to improve your golf. I'm happy to give a free initial lesson and assessment on the phone or on Skype. And I'll even give you a free training report. It's called Breathing to Win, just for taking the trouble to get in touch with me. If you can't be bothered to get in touch with me and you just want the training report, well, that's okay too. All you need to do is go to my website, chi-performance.com, and you can download the report, or rather I'll send you the report if you sign up to my newsletter. If you want to find out more about me, go to janestory.com. That's Jane with a Y and Story with an EY. So I've got lots of free information. There's loads of stuff if you want to get started on your journey. But again, in this book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, I learned this statistic, and I know you golfers love statistics. But if you have coaching, your chances of success in any area raised to a whopping 76.5%. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, you can do it on your own, but if you really want to improve your golf and you really want to learn how to reduce mental interference, get out of your own way, and really learn how to be in the present when you play golf, one breath at a time, one shot at a time, and one hole at a time, please do get in touch.